Have you ever noticed how Harvey Specter walks into a boardroom? Nobody questions his authority, nobody doubts his capabilities. And you know why? Because before he even opens his mouth, his suit has already said everything that needed to be said. Now compare that to that guy in your office who shows up every day looking like he slept in his clothes. Same position, same function, but one gets taken seriously and the other has to prove his worth at every meeting. The difference is not in the talent, it is in the attire. For 9 seasons, Suits showed us something that goes far beyond a legal drama. It showed us that elegance is not vanity, it is strategy. Harvey Specter never lost a case, but he also never lost in style. His Tom Ford and Ralph Lauren suits were not stage props, they were armor. And here is the point that most men do not understand. When you dress well, you are not just improving your appearance. You are changing how the entire world treats you. There is a fascinating experiment conducted in corporate environments that proves this. Researchers observed the same person giving the same presentation on 2 different days. On the first day, she wore a well-cut suit, impeccable shirt, polished shoes. On the second day, casual and sloppy clothes. The presentation content was identical, word for word. But guess what? The audience rated the first presentation as more competent, more trustworthy, more worthy of promotion. Same person, same words, completely different result. Therefore, if you think clothes do not matter, you are already losing the game before you even sit down at the negotiating table. Now, if you are watching this video, you probably work in an office. Maybe you are a lawyer, executive, consultant, or building your career in any field where professional image counts. And if you want people to respect you before you even speak, subscribe to this channel now, hit that notification bell, and leave your like. Because here at Man of Elegance, fashion is not luxury, it is power. And I am going to teach you exactly how to transform your wardrobe into your greatest professional weapon. 1. Elevate your accessories. Let us talk about something that separates well-dressed men from truly elegant men: accessories. Most men think that if the suit is right, the job is done. But the final details are what separate the good from the exceptional. And in 2025, the right accessories can literally transform your look from common to extraordinary. Start with shoes, which we have mentioned but deserve deeper exploration. For formal environments, you need at least 2 styles. Oxfords are perfect for extremely formal days, client meetings, important presentations. They are the most formal shoes in the male wardrobe. Derbys offer versatility, working well with both suits and blazer with separate trousers. And loafers are excellent for smart casual, being able to be dressed up or down depending on the situation. During cold months, dress boots are an excellent addition. Chelsea boots in black or brown leather work perfectly under dress pants and create a sophisticated yet practical look. The key with boots is ensuring they are elegant, not casual workwear. Smooth leather, leather sole, cut low enough not to show too much under the pants. For more casual days, clean and premium sneakers are acceptable in many modern offices. But attention, colorful running shoes are inadmissible. We are talking about minimalist leather sneakers, white or in neutral tones, impeccably clean. Brands like Common Projects or Greats create sneakers that look luxurious but maintain comfort. If your sneakers have dirt marks, stains, or look like you just came from the gym, leave them at home. Now let us move to the accessory I received the most comments about over the years: bags. Please, for the love of elegance, stop showing up at the office with ugly backpacks, especially if you wear a suit. Nothing destroys a formal look faster than a shiny nylon backpack. You look like a college student, not a serious professional. Invest in an elegant leather briefcase or a structured over-the-shoulder bag. This is the most professional and mature option. It communicates that you take your work seriously. If you carry a lot, a quality leather duffel bag works perfectly. For years, I used a black duffel from Ted Baker that constantly received comments. Elegant, practical, professional. If you absolutely must use a backpack because you walk a lot or bike, choose one in leather, or at least one very well designed and minimalist. Brands like Mismo create backpacks that look professional, but still, a briefcase will always be the superior option for formal corporate environments. Ties deserve special attention. Many men treat them as boring obligations, but a good tie can elevate the entire look. The key is quality and correct tying. Buy pure silk ties, never polyester. Silk has weight, drape, texture that synthetics can never replicate. And learn to make the knot with the dimple. That small fold just below the knot adds dimension and sophistication. In terms of colors and patterns, build a versatile collection. Solid ties in navy, burgundy, and dark gray are your foundations. Add subtle stripes and small patterns. Avoid graphic novelties or loud colors unless you work in creative industry. The tie should complement the look, not dominate it. Cufflinks are another detail that few master, but that make an enormous difference. If you wear French cuff shirts, the cufflinks need to be elegant and discreet. Precious metals in simple designs are always correct. Avoid character cufflinks, flashy logos, or anything that looks like a novelty. Harvey Specter wore simple silver or gold cufflinks. That is the standard. Belts need to match the shoes. Simple as that. Black shoes, black belt. Brown shoes, brown belt. The leather and tone should be close. And invest in quality, genuine leather belts. They last years and always look better than cheap alternatives. The buckle should be proportional and discreet. No huge cowboy buckles. Watches are perhaps the most important male accessory. A good watch communicates success, attention to detail, appreciation for quality. It does not need to be a $50,000 Rolex, but it needs to be appropriate for a professional environment. Dress watches with leather straps are always safe. If you prefer metal, make sure it is not too flashy or sporty. Brands like Seiko, Citizen, Hamilton, and Tissot make excellent professional watches at reasonable prices. If you can invest more, Omega, Rolex, and Patek Philippe are aspirational. But honestly, most people cannot tell a Rolex from a Seiko from far away. What matters is that it looks quality and is appropriate for a suit. Pocket squares are the final touch for special occasions. Do not wear them every day. You will look pretentious. But for important meetings, events, or when you really want to impress, a well-folded pocket square adds sophistication. White linen is the most versatile. Colors and patterns can add personality, but use them sparingly and make sure they complement, do not conflict with tie and shirt. 2. Be formal when everyone is casual. We live in a strange era. Entire society is pushing men to dress worse. Casual dress code became the norm in many companies. Tech startups celebrate CEOs in flip-flops and t-shirts, and suddenly wearing a suit came to be seen as outdated, exaggerated, unnecessary. But here is what nobody tells you. This is a gigantic opportunity for you. When everyone is dressing poorly, being the only well-dressed man automatically places you in a different category. You stand out. People notice. And unconsciously, they begin to treat you with more respect. Because deep down, we all know that dressing well requires discipline, attention to detail, investment of time and money. These qualities are exactly what companies look for in leaders. The strategy that works is simple. Always dress one level above what is expected. If the office standard is t-shirt and jeans, you wear a polo shirt or button-down shirt with dark jeans and elegant boots. If the standard is polo and chinos, you wear a button-down shirt with the chinos, or move up to dress pants with clean and premium sneakers. If the standard is dress shirt and dress pants, you add a blazer and loafers. And if everyone already wears a suit, you differentiate yourself through details: pocket square, well-tied tie with dimple, French cuffs, vests. The goal is not to be so formal that you look out of place. The goal is to look more refined, more professional, more competent than everyone around you. And this works. I have seen this happen hundreds of times. Two employees with the same performance. One dresses well, another dresses sloppy. Guess who gets the promotion? The one who dresses well, always, because managers, even unconsciously, associate good appearance with competence, reliability, leadership potential. Let me give you a concrete example. I worked in an office where the code was business casual. Most men wore chinos and faded polos. Some even showed up in running shoes. But there was one guy who always wore well-cut dress pants, impeccable Oxford shirts, polished derby shoes, sometimes an unstructured blazer. Nothing exaggerated, just one step above the rest. In 2 years, he was promoted 3 times, while others with more time at the company remained in the same position. Coincidence? Of course not. His appearance created a narrative of success. The superiors saw him and thought, this man has ambition, cares about his image, understands the value of presentation. And when opportunities arose to represent the company in client meetings or important events, guess who was chosen? Him. Because the managers knew he would not embarrass them, that he would represent the company with class. Now compare that to the guy who showed up in stained t-shirt and worn-out sneakers. Even if he was brilliant at work, the first impression always played against him. Clients doubted his experience. Managers hesitated to give him important responsibilities because appearance matters. It has always mattered. It will always matter. And pretending it does not matter is just sabotaging yourself professionally. The menswear fashion trends for 2025 are on your side in this strategy. The best tailors in the world, from Tom Ford to Ermenegildo Zegna, are creating pieces that mix formality with comfort. Suits in breathable fabrics, unstructured blazers that look formal but are comfortable like cardigans, dress pants with spandex that allow movement. You can be formal without being uncomfortable. You can be elegant without being stiff. And here is something fascinating. Colors are changing too. While navy and grey will always be classics, earthy tones are dominating 2025. Brown, beige, olive green, camel. These colors bring sophistication without the severity of black. They say, I am professional, but I am not rigid. I am accessible, but I am not casual. It is the perfect balance for modern corporate environments. But attention, one level above does not mean 2 or 3. If you work at a startup where everyone wears sweatpants, do not show up in a tuxedo. You will look ridiculous. The secret is to adjust subtly, be the best-dressed man in the room without being the most formal. Harvey Specter did this perfectly. Even in a law firm where everyone wore suits, he was always one cut above. Better fabrics, perfect fit, impeccable details, enough to stand out, not so much as to alienate. 3. The power of perfect fit. Here is a truth that every elegant man knows, but few apply. Fit is more important than brand. You can buy the most expensive suit on the market, but if it does not fit your body perfectly, you will look like you are wearing someone else's clothes. On the other hand, you can buy a mid-price suit and take it to a good tailor, and suddenly it looks like you spend fortunes on clothes. The secret is not in the price, it is in the cut. The tailoring trends in 2025 confirm this. After years of super-tight suits that looked painted on the body, we are finally returning to more generous and comfortable cuts. More natural shoulders, chests with more room to breathe, pants with relaxed but structured drape. But relaxed does not mean sloppy. It means that now you can move comfortably without losing elegance. Tailors are creating pieces that work both in the boardroom and at the business dinner after work. When you go to buy a suit, there are specific points you need to check. First, the shoulders. The shoulder seam should end exactly where your shoulder ends. If the seam goes past your shoulder, the suit is too big. If it stops before, it is too small. This is the most important fit and the hardest to alter after. Therefore, never buy a suit that does not fit perfectly at the shoulders, no matter how much you like it. Second point, the chest. When you button the suit, there should be enough space for you to place a closed fist between the fabric and your chest. If it is too tight, you will look uncomfortable, and the fabric will form horizontal tension wrinkles. If it is too loose, you will swim in it. Balance is fundamental. And here is a detail many ignore. When you button the suit, the two front sides should meet perfectly in the center without pulling or having excess fabric. The sleeves are another critical point. The jacket sleeve should end exactly at your wrist bone. When you have your arms relaxed at your sides, about 1/2 centimeter of the shirt cuff should show. This creates a clean and elegant visual line. If the jacket sleeve completely covers the shirt, it is too long. If it shows more than 1 centimeter of cuff, it is too short. And please never buy a suit with those fake buttons on the sleeves. Quality suits have functional buttonholes, and this allows your tailor to adjust the length properly. The pants need special attention. In 2025, pleats have returned with force, along with side adjusters instead of belt loops. This creates a cleaner and more sophisticated look. The ideal pants length is one that creates a single soft break on top of the shoe. It should not drag on the floor or show too much ankle. The cut should be generous in the thigh, but tapering subtly toward the ankle. No skinny pants in the corporate environment. You are not a boy band singer. You are a serious professional. And here is something I learned over the years. Invest in a trusted tailor. Even if you buy off-the-rack suits, having a tailor who understands your body makes all the difference. He will adjust the sleeve length, slim the waist of the jacket, fix the pants hem, maybe even modify the lapels if necessary. A $300 suit well adjusted will always beat a $3,000 suit that does not fit right. This is the golden rule of masculine elegance. But fit does not stop at the suit. Your shirts also need to fall perfectly. The collar should fit snug on the neck without squeezing. When buttoned, there should be room for 1 or 2 fingers between the collar and your neck. If it is too tight, it will look like you are being strangled. If it is loose, it will be droopy and sloppy. The shirt sleeves should end at your wrist bone, exactly like the jacket sleeve. And the shirt body should not balloon when you tuck it into the pants. If that happens, take it to the tailor to slim it. Now let us talk about something most men completely ignore: the drape of the clothes. It is not enough for the suit to fit when you are standing still. It needs to work when you move, sit down, raise your arms, turn your body. The suit should follow your movements without creating excessive wrinkles or restricting your mobility. If you cannot raise your arms comfortably, the suit has construction problems. If it forms a tent in the back when you sit, it needs adjustment. Elegance is being impeccable in motion, not just posing for photos. 4. Plan your outfits in advance. Here is a mistake I constantly see. Men wait until the morning to decide what to wear. They wake up late, open the closet, grab the first thing they find, and run out. Result: wrinkled shirts, questionable combinations, dirty shoes, forgotten details. You cannot build an image of excellence in a rush. Elegance requires planning. For years working in corporate environments, I developed a system that never fails. Every Sunday night I planned my outfits for the entire week. I checked my schedule. Did I have important meetings, client visiting the office, presentations, quiet days of internal work? Each situation demanded a different level of formality, and I planned accordingly. After deciding on the outfits, I prepared them. I ironed the shirts if necessary. I removed lint with that specific device for fabrics. I used a steamer to eliminate wrinkles. I checked that the shoes were clean and polished. I made sure the shirts had collar stays. This process took maybe an hour on Sunday, but it saved me time and stress throughout the whole week. The night before, I separated everything. Suit hung, shirt beside it, tie chosen, shoes underneath, matching belt, socks without holes. In the morning, I just dressed. 0 decisions, 0 rush, 0 chances of error. This left me mentally free to focus on work, not worrying about whether I was well dressed. And here is something that completely changed my game. Investing in maintenance tools, a good portable steamer, a fabric shaver, a shoe polish kit, brush for suits, proper wooden hangers. These tools seem small, but they make an enormous difference in the durability and appearance of clothes. A well-maintained suit lasts years and always looks new. A neglected suit starts looking old in months. Let us talk specifically about shoes, because many men completely ignore this detail. Shoes are one of the first things people notice. Dirty, scratched, dull shoes. You just destroyed your entire look, no matter how expensive your suit is. Impeccable shoes. You elevated the entire ensemble to another level. Polishing shoes should be a weekly ritual. It is not difficult. Buy a good cream or polish in the color of your shoes. Use a brush to remove dirt. Apply the polish in circular motions. Let it dry for a few minutes. Shine with a soft cloth. 5 minutes per shoe, and they look like they came from the store. Do this every week, and your shoes will always be perfect. But maintenance is not just about appearance. It is about preserving the investment. Good leather shoes can last decades if properly cared for. Use shoe trees when not wearing them. Alternate between different pairs each day. Let them breathe for 24 hours between uses. Never wear the same pair 2 days in a row. This allows the leather to dry completely and maintain its shape. The same principle applies to suits. After wearing, hang it on a proper wooden hanger. Never use those wire hangers that come from the dry cleaner. Let the suit breathe for at least 1 day before wearing it again. If possible, brush it lightly to remove dust and hair. Use a steamer if there are small wrinkles, and take it to the dry cleaner only when necessary. Excessive cleaning wears out the fabric. A well-maintained suit needs cleaning maybe 4 times a year, no more. Shirts deserve special attention. Always wear an undershirt underneath, especially if you sweat. This protects the shirt and extends its lifespan. Wash in cold water to preserve the fibers. Hang to dry instead of using a dryer when possible. And learn to iron shirts properly or invest in a service that does it. A well-ironed shirt with defined creases looks infinitely better than a shirt just thrown on the body. Planning also means having options. Build a capsule wardrobe with versatile pieces that combine with each other. 2 or 3 suits in classic colors, 5 shirts in white and shades of blue, 3 or 4 ties that work with everything. 2 pairs of shoes, 1 black and 1 brown, a good belt for each shoe color. With this base, you can create dozens of different combinations without thinking much. And never ever leave repairs for later. Loose button, sew it immediately. Hem coming down, take it to the tailor this week. Small problems ignored become big problems, and there is nothing more sloppy than wearing visibly damaged or poorly maintained clothes. This screams, I do not care about details. And if you do not care about details in your appearance, why would anyone trust that you care about details at work? 5. The reality of offices. Let me tell you an uncomfortable truth. For years, I worked in corporate environments and saw the same scene every day. Men arrived at the office looking like they had grabbed the first thing they saw in the closet. Poorly fitted suits with drooping shoulders, shirts with worn collars, shoes that looked like they had survived a war. And then these same men complained that they were not taken seriously in meetings. They wanted promotions, but did not understand why they were passed over. The answer was in the mirror every morning. The problem is not that these people did not care about their careers. The problem is that nobody ever taught them that visual presentation is an essential part of professional success. We live in a society that judges books by their covers, and that is not going to change because you think it is unfair. The research is clear. You have between 3 and 7 seconds to make a first impression. 3 seconds. In that time, nobody is going to evaluate your resume or listen to your brilliant ideas. They are going to evaluate the cut of your suit, the shine of your shoes, the way your shirt fits your body. Gabriel Macht, the actor who plays Harvey Specter, said something revealing in interviews. He explained that the producers of Suits wanted to create a character who would be the embodiment of modern masculinity. Someone who could wear a 3-piece suit and make it something contemporary, powerful, intimidating. And it worked. Harvey became a style icon not because he wore expensive clothes. Anyone with money can buy a Tom Ford suit. Harvey became an icon because he understood that his wardrobe was part of his professional identity. It was his battle armor. But here is the detail that separates ordinary men from elegant men. Harvey never appeared unprepared. Every detail was calculated. The structured shoulders that widened his silhouette, the peak lapels that created a powerful V-line, the tie knot always with a perfect dimple, the French cuffs with discreet but quality cufflinks. Nothing there was accidental. Everything communicated authority, confidence, competence, and that is exactly what you need to do if you want to be respected in your work environment. Now think with me. When you enter an important meeting, what do people see first? Your clothes. Before you present numbers, before you argue, before you convince, your appearance has already created a narrative about who you are. If you arrive sloppy, the narrative is, this man does not have attention to detail. If you arrive with a poorly fitted suit, the narrative is, this man does not invest in himself. But if you arrive impeccable, the narrative is completely different. It is, this man understands what excellence is. If you want to be respected, if you want promotions, if you want people to take you seriously before you even speak, you need to understand that your appearance is an essential part of your professional success. It is not superficial. It is not vanity. It is strategy. Fashion is not luxury. It is power. And now that you know the principles of professional elegance, it is time to implement. Evaluate your wardrobe today. Identify what needs to be adjusted, replaced, or added. Plan your looks for next week. Invest in maintenance and care, and watch how people start treating you differently, because they will. Respect is not asked for. Respect is earned, and your appearance is your first and most powerful tool in that conquest. Dress like the successful man you want to become, and eventually you will become that man. This is much more than clothes. It is transformation. Until the next video, stay elegant,